Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi and hello to all my lovelies, all my royalty. How are you doing? Okay, let's get that boiling, scorching hot patty tea, or if you like it cold, just hold the ice. Hold the ice. Yeah. Uh. Okay. Well, I who watched the Super Bowl and which team were you rooting for? And well, I was rooting for the team that didn't donate $1 million to the Orange Man. Yeah, it's like if you didn't know about that, yeah. And if some people are like, sports are not political, you don't really know the history of a lot of sports, especially some of the leagues during segregation and everything like that. And then also, if it's not political, then why after that CK guy passed away, it's like some of these sporting events, like they want the moment of silence. So yeah, get over yourself, because a lot of people say there's no politics in books. When you create a world, worlds have politics. And when people are living in a country has politics. So they're living within the world and the politics and the rules and laws that they are obliged or allowed to live in. So there's politics in every book, even in The Cat in the Hat. So, I mean, if you really want to break it down, being allowed or able to do all of the things the cat was able to do, like, yeah, I mean, that's some crazy stuff. But anyway, last week I've been talking a lot about talking to the person you're going to date. Make sure when you after you swipe right, if it's a match, make sure you start knowing the person who you are talking about. They can be absolutely gorgeous. And I mean just a dime piece, or handsome, sexy, just everything that your eyes desire. But does that mean that your brain will be able to tolerate them for the rest of your life? Will that equal a happily ever after hearing some of the things that come out of their mouth and hearing their opinions, especially political? And this is why I say, ask them who they voted for. A lot of men are going to try to tell you, that doesn't matter. I'm not political. And this is one reason why I am creating a checklist to help a lot of you guys, especially when a guy says he's a moderate or that he's not political. And even if he says he's liberal, some men are pretending to be liberal in order to date and sleep with women. I've had, like, because some of the men have done that to me because they didn't know that I was going to talk about politics. And it frustrated them to the point where they couldn't take it anymore. And that this is why I say, don't just talk about it for a second or a minute. Bring it up as much as possible. And if you're just like, oh, well, no, he says he is pro choice, I'm like, And do you know how many men who they meet a woman and the woman says she doesn't want any kids, and or when a woman says that she wants to go after her career and her goals and things, and a man, he pretends he's good with it. He's perfect and amazing, and they have so much in common, and they want to go in the same direction in life when it comes to the lifestyle and everything like that. He wants to, he doesn't mind being, teammates in the household, and but then all of a sudden you get married, and then some of them, they either start going to church or going to church more, or it's like they start bringing up more patriarchy type of things, like he wants traditional roles, and he it's like some of these men, they think they can change the woman's mind. Like, oh, she says she doesn't want kids, but she'll want my kids. She says she doesn't want kids, but once she gets married, she's going to realize that she wants to play that role, that she knows that is one of her obligations. Yeah, I had a man tell me that's one of my obligations. Yeah. Even though I do want kids, but at the same time, with the options that I've had, I thank God that I have not, because I would have been, yeah, I would have really, like, I already need therapy, but I would have really needed therapy if I had kids with, like, yeah, lock a key, haha. It's like, with the whole genetics thing, our child would have probably been addicted to some stuff. With the way like his addiction is, and or I would have had to been picking him up from jail or wherever he got caught shoplifting, because that's all like my ex, he stole from almost every single job he had and bragged about it. Go look up that episode where I talk about how I had to return some of the stuff to his boss. Yes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So yes. And this man cheated on me all of the time. But then when I wanted nothing to do with him, he would blame me. And I'll just say go back and listen to the episodes. But I am so thankful that I never had kids with him. Yeah. It's like, and then when his wife, or his now wife, like, because I was trying to get the money he owed me because he was trying to blackmail me. See, there's a lot of stuff to this story. But he was trying to blackmail me because he was like, get back with me. That's the only way you're going to get your money. I'm not going to give you a dime back unless you sleep with me and all of this other stuff. But then he found his middle school sweetheart. And then she started calling me the N word when I was like, I just want my money. I don't want him. I never wanted him. He blackmailed me in the first place. I don't want him. I didn't want him. And now that he's found you, thank God. And then even when she said, oh, well, I'm pregnant, so you can't get him back. How many times do I have to say I don't want him? I broke up with him and he's the one calling my job constantly, to the point where I like, with my position, I didn't need, I had to have my phone with volume for job related calls and stuff. And so, or especially if the boss called, or like because it was still like a new business, so trying to maneuver and get things together, and like just a whole lot of things were going on. But then I kept hearing my phone, it was him. And so putting it on silent. And that, because like there was a point where I did put my phone on silent, and I missed, like right then I missed one of the owner's calls, and I'm like, ah. But then when I didn't put my phone on silent, my boss would be like, he was a friend, but he would come out like, this man's calling you again. How, like, you must have the best, because like, how come? It's like, I just remember we're laughing so hard because I think in one day this man called me about 30 times during the work hours. During work hours. 30 times. Yes. Yes. So anyway. But yeah, just imagine, yeah, I am so happy and blessed that I do not have any kids with him. That I do have the pleasure of living my life in peace and not having to think about him cheating or all of the other awful, terrible things, and how many holes are that possibly might be in like the house that he lives in right now. But then with Mr. No Heart, blackmailed me and lied to me. He's one of the guys politically, I'm pretty sure he lied to me. Because when we met, I told him I only date Democrats. I don't want to date any conservatives or men on the right. And all of his family members are MAGA. And he said he was a Democrat. And he kept telling me that his family members are stupid and dumb. And he said everything I wanted to hear. But then down the line, when his mom would tell me racist things, he would never defend me. He would never have my back or anything like that. But then he told me once his youngest daughter graduates from high school, I had to move up. He didn't give me the option. He told me I had to move up north to Lake City to live with him. And that's where his, well, in my opinion, his no good, bigoted, heartless mother lives. Yeah. And I just remember, I'm like, no. It's like all of it, like majority of your family members, especially on your mom's side, they remind me of the Klan. Yeah. So sorry, not sorry. Yeah, they remind me. Yeah, it's like anyway. But yeah, just imagine. And so this is why I've never been married. So some people are going to be like, well, if you don't know about marriage, if you didn't live with him 24/7, he, well, both of them treated me like a wife. Both of them put obligations and responsibilities on me. Both of them gaslit me and telling me, you want me to live a better life, right? You want me to succeed, right? It's like, how come you always figure out ways to make money? Because I know how to do independent contract work. I know how to look up work and you don't. And that's one of the reasons why you're at where you're at. And or you'd rather play video games all day and blame the world and blame black people who are doing better than you, saying it's only because they're black and stuff. Just like you're no good, racist, bigoted, heartless, like just dehumanizing mother. But yeah, yeah. So this is why I say ask, keep asking, keep bringing it up, to keep talking about it. And some are going, like, I'm going to do an episode soon because I had a really ignorant person try to write me and tell me if there was a black person and a white person on the same level or whatever, you would dog out the black person, but you would treat the white person like a god. How stupid are you? I really want to sit down and ask them, how stupid are they? It's like they haven't listened to my episodes, especially when I talk about how a lot of the black men treated me. They're not going to listen to the episode where I talk about the Williams sisters and how it's like, yeah, they both married white men because of the way black men treated them. And at the same time, love is love. And it's like through growing up or whatever, I realized I just want someone with a big heart. And a lot of the black men that would come across me, heartless, a lot of them. I'm not saying all black men are heartless, no, because there's a lot of heartless white men too. But I'm just saying a lot of the black men who are so-called quote unquote attracted to me are heartless. The ones that are attracted to me. And so, especially when, because yeah, okay, well, I'm going to cover this in an episode very, very soon. But it's like when African American men keep dogging you and putting you down and telling you that you're not good enough, or especially having a disability, it's like I'm already going through racism in life, just like him, but then I'm going through ableism as well, something he will never understand. And sometimes they actually, chip in or cheer on and or tell me that it's my fault and the mental ABUSC, especially coming like just yeah. So yeah, got a lot to cover with that. But yeah, when it comes to dating, because even the politics within race and disability, ask them the questions, especially being a woman, ask them the questions about women's health and like bearing children. And if something were to happen to you or the baby, like what do they think? Like, and make sure you cover this or say, like, ask the question maybe once a month. Like if you start like a serious relationship, ask those questions once a month and go have a journal, write it down. So then you can see how their answers changed. Because if it keeps changing in a way where it's not on the same train track, you might need to question them a lot more because they might just be lying to you just long enough to keep you, trap you, and then say, oh, yeah, no, I want traditional rules. No, I'm a pro life person. No, I am conservative. No, I voted for the orange man because, yeah, I care more about egg prices and the economy more than all of the bigotry and things that's going out there. No, I agree with what ICE is doing. Yeah, all that garbage. Ugh. I'm just saying that. Ugh. But okay, so I have something new you can talk about and ask about because, well, the Super Bowl just happened. And so ask them which halftime show they watched. Yeah, ask them. And if they say, oh, well, I didn't watch either of them, ask them why. If they don't watch football or if they're not that into sports, pay attention to that too. Because if they try to tell you that they're not really into sports, but then the next football season, every Sunday they're watching it, or you see them watching the highlights, and you keep noticing things that just doesn't line up. Yeah, but before, okay, because that's going to be a year, so you want to make sure you save some time. So, like maybe play some Bad Bunny music and or see well no, I was gonna say maybe see their reaction if you play Kid Rock, but oh my dear, look, no, I couldn't wish that on anybody. It's like, and I have no idea who the other performers are. Like I read the names, I heard the names, but I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I have no idea, not at all. And so, but yeah, ask them which performance and ask them if they enjoyed some of the other artists. And oh, you can even make stuff up because some of these political guys, especially some of the conservative men, they're just going to nod their head because they want you to think that they know. Or it's like, even though they might have watched the quote unquote alternative one, which is basically to me, that's just like a White's Hood virtual meeting that they had or virtual concert, whatever. But yeah, start bringing up like different like stars. Like, oh, even bring up Selena. They they don't know she passed away. Say, oh my gosh, wasn't it great when Selena got on stage and performed? Oh, and then some of them are going to start nodding because they're so ignorant and dumb that they don't really realize what they're doing. That right there is going to tell you everything. Because it's like, oh, but I mean, there's so many other great Hispanic artists that are alive too. But just, yeah, mention some artists that were not on stage and just start making it up. Okay, yeah, do that. Yeah. Because there is because that's how I've caught some of the guys in lies. Because I would be like, oh yeah, it's like, did you do this, honey? And oh, do you did you do blah blah blah? Because this is blah whatever. And they're just like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm just looking at them like, you're an idiot, right? I just caught you in a lie, right? Mm, bless your heart. So I don't know. I just be careful out there, catch them in a lie, and especially because I'm not gonna say who. Because oh my gosh, when I saw her on that stage with that beautiful blue dress, because I don't want to say too many specifics because some of these, uh, mm, some of these bigots might be listening to this and they might be writing notes, and some of them are going to watch the snippets from YouTube or listen to the people on the news and things like that. So it's like, so you really have to be like, you're going to have to ask some questions, like you're on Jeopardy. And some people are like, what's the big deal? But like, if they watch the alternative, that says a lot about them. And especially that kind of tells us politically where they stand and who they support and who they possibly voted for. And especially, do you guys see the pattern yet? Because with that guy, like, and the, oh my gosh, okay, especially, okay, since I'm from Michigan or whatever. Okay, some of these Michigan men are gonna say, well, I wanted to support Detroit. I wanted to support Michigan. I'm from Michigan too. But it's like, don't you let those men have that as their excuse. If they say that's their reason, they're lying. They're lying, like, because okay, if they say that's their reason, then you really need to ask them, who did you vote for? And then if they say they didn't vote, then really start asking some questions. Okay, yeah, that's a special note from my Michigan people, because I've I've had people do that. Like, there was something that happened during COVID or whatever, and it was something like someone Michigan related, but it wasn't Eminem and it wasn't Kid Rock. It was someone else. But and they said, "Oh, well, I had to support." No, you didn't. Oh, how's that going to affect your life? How's that going to make your life better? Oh, but yeah, it's like, so you did watch them, so you probably do agree with making America. Yeah, it's making sense now. Yeah, yeah. So, and some people are going to say it's not a big deal. And my thoughts are, we are able to agree to disagree. Like, which the show that you watch says is so much. And because, like I said last week, but I'm going to have a lot of stories because, some of these so-called traditional people cheating on each other, especially cheating with married people, and yeah, and then the emotional abusc, and then it kind of reminds me of that other, like, a couple years ago, is the woman went to go grocery shopping or something, but then her husband, he's that host on one of those hardcore Republican MAGA. He kind of reminds me of a cult leader. Yeah, it's like he was telling her, I think, to pick up the dog, feces mess or whatever, but then it's like she's pregnant, and like the way he was treating her and talking to her and degrading her and everything like that. Ladies see a pattern, because these men are mirroring the orange man. And a lot of the men who voted for him want to be able to do the same thing. The Epstein files are mirroring the guy in the White House. And a lot of the people who are in the files are mirroring who a lot of the voters want to become. They want to be rich. They want to be powerful. They want to be able to degrade women, but they want the women to just shut up. They want to be able to have power of the household, with the woman having no money or any right to be able to leave, because they want to be able to drop her when they want to drop her. They don't want the woman to have that choice or freedom. And so, with a lot of these traditional relationships, really pay attention with what's going on. And if you say you want that, do your homework, and also have at least a backup plan. Because one reason why I'm doing this episode is, like, do you know how many men have lied to me? Especially like with the dating apps, how many men I've caught in lies, how many men who say they're liberal. Oh yeah, it's like, oh, I need to find those pictures, I need to upload them soon, because it happened twice. I want to say right before Thanksgiving. It might have been a week or two before Christmas, but okay, it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas. There was this one guy who, he had liberal in his dating profile, and we're talking, and he doesn't understand. I'm going to ask those questions. And so I asked the perfect question. And it sounded a little conservative, so I dug in deeper. And next thing I know, he told me, yeah, I'm more conservative and stuff. And I'm like, then why'd you put liberal on your dating profile? And he was like, I don't know. You don't know. You don't know why you picked that. And as soon as I started going hard on his lying, he blocked me. So, like because, okay, at the beginning of this episode, some people might have been like, "What's the big deal? These men aren't gonna lie. What are they gonna lie for?" I have caught about a dozen men over the last couple of years lie their little hearts out. That's a dozen, okay? And probably more, but a lot of the men only wanted the hanky panky and stuff. And so then I lost all interest to even find out what their political views were, because I'm like, you're wasting my time, and you have like fewer brain cells than just, yeah, let's just say if I whispered in their ear, it would echo. Yeah, yeah. And so you need to ask, you need to get to know who this person is, figure out who they are. And because your heart is on the line, your life is on the line. Some of these MAGA Republican dating people, like, listen to what they're doing. Like, stay up to date, because they might be giving you advice. But then, especially, watch how the men treat their women, because now there's a lot of divorcing going on. And oddly enough, a lot of the MAGA men are like, their women are leaving them too. Yeah, it's a pattern. So, but yeah, if you say you want a traditional, that's you. Do you, boo? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm suggesting, telling you that you might want to watch your back. You might want a backup plan. You might want to have an escape plan, okay? Because if there is a fire within the relationship, if you need to leave, if you have nowhere to go. And I just watched a video too, and really, sadly, it was a panel of all these black men. And some of the black men were saying how they can't wait for things to get back to normal, where the woman is desperate and living in her car, so she has no choice but to be with the man and be with them. And part of me is just disgusted, because so you're so terrible that you would have to settle or be with a woman who is only with you so that she can have shelter. And you're not embarrassed of that. You're not like, so, and that's why, like, men, there's some awful ladies out there too, but since I've only dated men, okay, I'll just say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to who you are, to your heart and beliefs. And no, also, like, okay, I'm going to do like a top 10 of different questions that you guys need to ask about politics. And some of them are current, some of them are not. But even asking about ICE, asking about the treatment and like them wearing masks, and even compare it to how come they couldn't wear masks during COVID, but now all of a sudden they can run after people with masks on now. They can wear masks all day now. They couldn't do it before. They said they couldn't breathe and how toxic and bad for their health it was, but they can wear masks now. Make that make sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's like some of them might say it's because the weather is cold, but they were doing this before it got cold as well. So let's pay attention to what they do for spring and summer. Oh, I want to see what they do for summer. Yeah, I'm petty. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.